Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And I've had a ton of people ask me, Jason, we just saw Jason Genova, aka El Spaniard, aka the Dark Sith Lord, whatever else he's called himself these days. I like Genova though. That he talked about you in a video and said you guys might be collabing. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing. Work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. All right, guys. Is it true that Jason Genova and I have talked? Yeah, I've talked to him on the phone. He called me the other day, a mutual acquaintance of ours. Gave him my phone number. He reached out to me, and I had a good conversation with the guy. It's the first time I've ever actually talked to Genova. And you guys know that I actually have always had a soft spot for Genova. He's one of those guys that I think gets treated very unfairly. He gets treated very unfairly out there. And there's going to be people in the comments down below making stupid, ridiculous comments. When you guys start in with your goofy ass trolling, I'm probably going to ban you, just so that you're aware. I really am, guys, because I just don't put up with certain amounts of nonsense anymore. And it's not that, how do I put it this way? You know, you get trolls who are like, oh man, I got to him. No, you really didn't. You guys probably can't say worse things to me than what thousands of other people have already done before. I don't even think about it. I just hit the ban button when something's too stupid, too ridiculous. I just hit the button. I don't think about it. I forget about them and move on. It's not like I don't do it all the time. You're really not getting the response you think you are. You're just banned. And then I move on. So, that being said, I talked to Genova. Now, what I told him is that I would meet up with him if and when I'm over in Florida. And so hopefully people don't think that means I'm going to jump up and I'm going over to Florida this year or anything. Because honestly, I don't see with some things that are going on in my own life, my own scheduling, me really taking a whole weekend out of my life to go out to Florida. I'm just not going to do it. And some people say, well, you'd make money. I wouldn't make enough money to justify it. Meaning I could do something else with that same weekend that doesn't involve me traveling out to Florida and doing all that. So I'm not going to do it right now. But what I told him is that I will eventually get back into powerlifting. You guys already know that. When I finish this cut, when I'm down comfortably at 200 or less pounds all the time, get my strength back up where it needs to be, I will most likely go back into powerlifting, right? Because it's kind of in my blood. I like strength. I like lifting heavy, and I do like a competitive environment. And if that happens, what's going to happen? There's a lot of big meets out in Florida. I have friends out in Florida. There are people I know out in Florida who are great coaches. I know some guys who own some good gyms out in Florida. I mean, people say, well, who do you thinking of? Well, I don't know. How about Devin Palumbo? How about Alec and Kiri? Those guys are out in Florida. Those are legit dudes. Those are dudes I would love to train with. So they're already over there in Florida. And so I've got guys like that. So yeah, I mean, I will eventually get out there when I get back into powerlifting, because there's also some really big meets there. Hell, even the WPC holds worlds there sometimes. They've held it there a couple different times. So there's good reasons for a powerlifter to head off that way. And Genova had said he probably wants to branch over into powerlifting. He said he's done with bodybuilding. I agree with that. I think that's a very, very good idea on his part that he's done with bodybuilding, right? I think it's harmful. I don't think it's in his best interest, but he wants to get into more strength training and power, and he is looking into powerlifting. So there's a good chance that if he does go do some powerlifting meets, that eventually I will bump into him at some meets and we could hang out and everything. Perfectly fine. I'm not planning on going out to Florida at this moment, but here's the offer I want to make so that his fans know and that he knows, because I sent him a text on this the other day and said, hey, you know, that's cool. If you ever do want to do any collab stuff, I'm not really interested in getting out to Florida at this moment, but he does travel. He does go to places. So, Jason, if you're ever coming through Houston, if you're heading through this way, why don't you and your girlfriend come through? You can come through and train at my place. I have pretty serious home gym at this point. I have well over $6,000 invested in my home gym, all my rogue equipment. I am set up for powerlifting. Come through, get a training session in. We can work on your squat, work on your bench. I can help you with your technique, right? We can help you with all this stuff. Then take you guys out shooting, teach you some basic fundamentals of safety, because that's a very Texas thing to do, guys. That's very Texas. You come through to Texas, we shoot. That's one of the things we do. It's what we're known for. You know what? I'd love to sit down and teach Jason some basic safety, basic pistol stuff. Take him out to the range, get a little shooting time in, and stuff like that. I think it would be fun. I think it'd be good for him. And I think it'd be a very positive thing, you know, and it's something that I love to do, and it's something I totally teach him. I think there's things that he could benefit from, learning some basic gun safety, learning some basic marksmanship, work on a squat and bench, you know. So yeah, I'd love to have him come through. So if he comes through, and I want his fans to know that if Genova makes his way through here, you know, because again, he's got a girlfriend now, which I was really happy to hear about. It's happy to hear about. He does have a girlfriend now. And I know a lot of big people are out there, you're going to talk smack about it, but you know what? Just let the guy be happy, all right? I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. You should be happy for him. Come on, guy's finally got a girlfriend. I think that's awesome. So they would be welcome to come through, train, whatever, you know? Do some lifting, go do some shooting. I think it'd be a good thing. So I will totally invite him to do that anytime he is coming through this way, right? So he's welcome to do that. He's welcome to come through. He's welcome to come through, lift at my place. It'd be fun. It'd be good. So that offer is out there. That offer is out there. So there's a difference between, hey, we've got some direct planned collabs versus me saying, all right, this is what I'm probably going to do in the future, and then saying, hey, but you are welcome to come through. He's welcome to come through. And I don't welcome that to just everybody, by the way. There's a lot of YouTubers out there who piss me off enough if they said, hey, man, can we come into your home? I'd be like, no. It's not like the whole internet doesn't seem to know where I live already. But no, man, I mean, trespassers are trespassers. You don't want to do that here. This is Texas. Trespassing not a real good idea. So if I tell you no, you probably don't want to show up. But, you know, I've always had a soft spot for Genova. I do think he gets treated unfairly. I've stood up for him in the past on a lot of things. One, everything from that piece of human shit, Rich Piana slapped him, who is now dead. You know, he slapped him. Totally not cool, man. Totally not cool. When that company really screwed Jason over, when his fans had come in and had helped him win a voting contest, a popularity contest, they didn't want to give it to him. And again, you guys remember, I stood up for him. I told him, no, I mean, you're basically discriminating against people. Not cool, guys. He actually won that fair and square by your rules. You need to give him his award, right? You need to give it to him because he did win it. And yeah, it was a vote, so it was a popularity contest. He had enough people who liked him that they felt he should have won, and they went and voted for him. So, I mean, I've stood up for Jason on stuff. I have, because I don't think he gets treated fairly. I really don't. And what people need to remember, whatever your views are on him, because he has a few learning disabilities and things, people want to give him a hard time. But the reality is, you know what? He's out there doing the best that he can. He's putting himself out there. He's running his businesses. He's making money. He's brave enough to put himself in front of a camera. He's brave enough to put himself in front of a camera. Most of you people out there who are making fun of people like him, you're cowards. You're hiding your faces. You're hiding your names. You're not putting your real self up there. I mean, you're a coward, and you just want to pick on somebody else. And again, that very much makes you guys cowards and pussies when you do that. Just like the people who come at me all the time. How many of them actually really put their real name or their real face on it? No, they hide. They hide behind the screen. They do not want their identities known. The funny part is that I do know some of their identities. But the fact of the matter is, he's willing to put himself out there. He is willing to put himself out there. And you've got to give him credit for that. As much as people might like to pick on him, they might like to make fun of him, they might like to give him a hard time, he's putting himself up there in front of the entire world. And I think that's a ballsy thing to do. And, you know, I chatted with him. He's actually doing decent. He's making money. He's able to make a living doing all his internet stuff. He's running his own businesses. He's going to have a book coming out. He's got his clothing line. You know what? I say more power to him. More power to him. I mean, that's the funny thing. You got people out there who want to make fun of Genova, but when you really look at all the things that he's trying to get done right now, he's accomplishing more than the people who are making fun of him. Seriously, guys. If he is doing better than you and he's being more successful at what he's doing than you, Like, in other words, if he's making more money than you are, doing the things that he enjoys, and he's got a girl, like if you don't even have a girlfriend and you're making less money than him and you're making fun of him, you should probably be making fun of yourself instead. You are a loser. That's reality. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.